New videos every day.
Hi, Mariana here from the Hills Health Club and Wellness Center. Today we're going to talk about post-rehab training. Who is it for? What is the difference between post-rehab training and regular fitness training? As well as how can everybody benefit from post-rehab training? In the end of this video, I will demonstrate you safe and effective guidelines for everybody who have back pain, any spinal disorders, weak core, or just want simply strengthen their core and doesn't know what exercise would be good for him to start with without the risk of re-injury. Remember, exercise is the key for management of most long-term medical conditions, and it's your, but not the doctor's, responsibility to keep you healthy, fit, and strong. Who is it for? Post-rehab fitness training is for individuals with cardiovascular, neurological, metabolic disorders who's been discharged from physical rehabilitation facility or chiropractor. Or maybe you haven't done any exercises for quite a while and you are willing to start working out but worried about re-injuring yourself. Or let's say you're an active senior who wants to have long, healthy and happy life, then post-rehab is definitely for you. Who is post-rehab condition specialist? And what is the difference between post-rehab professional and regular fitness professional? Post-rehab specialist has completed an advanced training in anatomy and pathology, which establishes foundation beyond the level of regular traditional fitness trainer. The post-rehab professional understands how to screen the client in order to identify any potential risk areas that can be aggravated by exercises. He also knows how to find out any musculoskeletal or postural disorders that need to be addressed at the first place prior to starting the program. And then he will plan and design the program based on those findings and on the client's goals. Before starting any program, client will be asked to complete fitness assessment and musculoskeletal screening. A certified post-rehab professional specialist can also identify red flags indicating that the client should be referred to a chiropractor, physical therapist, or physician, and therefore he can help you to minimize the risk of re-injury. Post-rehab professional specialist is trained to provide safe and effective guidelines and programming for clients with musculoskeletal, cardiovascular, or neurological disorders. The disorders are as follows: Achilles tendon rupture, rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, osteopenia, hypertension, diabetes, fibromyalgia, total hip, total knee, total shoulder replacement, shoulder impingement syndrome, meniscus tear, and many others. Despite of the condition you might have, post-rehab training can help you improve balance, flexibility, range of motion, proprioception, strength, and power. And remember, post-rehab does not try to provide any medical treatment. Therefore, please consult your doctor before starting any exercise program. So I would like to demonstrate you spinal stabilization. When we talk about core, we tend to think about abdominals and all good crunches. But does really crunches are so good to strengthen the whole core muscle and creating this rigid muscular corset? The answer is no. In order to build up a very strong core, all the muscles of your core should be incorporated. Those are abdominals, obliques, erector spinae, and deep muscle as psoas and quadratus lumborum. So, back to spinal stabilization. There are 3 levels of spinal stabilization. Level number 1, when your spine is totally supported and the client is on the floor. Level 2, when your spine is partially supported, meaning you can be sitting on the chair or keeping your upper back on the swish ball. And level number 3, when your spine is totally unsupported. So I would like to start with demonstrating spinal stabilization level number 1. Okay, there are 5 activities possible in any level of spinal stabilization. So activity number 1, okay, Kathleen, go ahead and arch your belly, okay, and then push it down, flatten, and then find position in between that it's somewhat comfortable for you. Okay? Then let me slide my hand under your back. Okay? I am doing this in order to feel if that pressure on my hand will change during any of those activities. If it does, it means that Caitlin lost her neutral spine, and therefore she needs to find it back again and keep doing exercises. So activity number 1, okay, can you please, Kate, bring one arm overhead? Activity number 1 is bring one arm overhead without losing neutral spine. Okay, put it back. Activity number 2, now Caitlin is gonna bring 2 arms overhead without losing the neutral spine. Don't put them on the floor, just keep them a little bit above. Okay, then put them back up parallel to the floor. Okay, keep them this way. Activity number 3 is when you raise your foot 1 inch off the floor without again losing your neutral spine. Okay, raise 1 inch. 1 inch, one leg. One leg, 1 inch. Okay, like that. Well, keeping one leg off the floor only at this little distance is much harder than keeping it all the way up. That's why we're doing only 1 inch off the floor. Then. And activity number 5, Caitlin will be keeping one arm overhead, like this, and opposite leg 1 inch off the floor. So that is spinal stabilization level number 1 and 5 possible activities. Thank you. In spinal stabilization level number 2, we're gonna perform basically the same 5 activities, but having your spine partially supported. So activity number 1 will be when we bring one arm, we're keeping one arm straight and bring the other one overhead. Keeping this weight, we have our glutes nice and tight and your trunk parallel to the floor. Okay, bring back. Activity number 2 will ask to bring Caitlin both arms overhead. Again, with keeping the spine neutral without losing the position. Okay, bring back. Then activity number 3 will try to keep one leg off the floor, 1 foot off the floor for this short period of time. Okay, it's a little bit challenging. And activity number 5 we'll ask Caitlin to bring one arm overhead and raise 1 foot 1 inch off the floor. Okay, go ahead and put neutral. Okay, those are activities. 5 activities can be done in level number 2 spinal stabilization. Well, there is also level 3 spinal stabilization, well, that should be done without any support. Those are different rotations, pulleys, pushes that are performed in standing position. And if you'd like to establish what kind of spinal stabilization is good for you, please stop at the front desk and schedule your assessment with us. Thank you.